Black Combat fans, what's going on? O'Shea, Jackpot, Jordan here. You know I love you guys, and I'm happy to be able to fight in front of you guys again. So I tried it when I was there from a couple different places. I tried it when I was there. It's so good. It's two different things. It's not too different. I will say it's got a little bit more of a flavor to it and a little bit more of a crispier type of crunch. More of like a little bit of a smoother texture to where the Korean fried chicken is very, very crunchy. And it's hard to choose between the two, but the Korean fried chicken was really good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It means a lot to me. It's always meant a lot to me. We don't speak Korean in my household or in my family. We're, that's something I'm trying to learn, and I've picked up a good amount of words since my last time I was there. But we eat a lot of Korean food, and we carry a lot of Korean culture in my family. I have an entire Korean side of my family, so it always has meant a lot. It's always meant a lot, and I try to keep it going as much as I can. So I think the Korean fans really seem to love me, and I love them too. So it's always extra motivation anytime I'm able to fight over in Korea. I feel like I have an entire other fan base outside of America. So I'm happy to be able to represent America and Korea both, and I hope I do them proudly. So it'd be nice to be the Black Combat heavyweight champion. I know I lost my last fight, but I think Mammoth is really showing how good he really is. I still think I could have won that last fight. It's really disappointing, and I carry a little bit of disappointment in myself. But Mammoth is really just that good, and I hope he gets his shot at the belt. And we're pretty good friends now, and I really respect him a lot, and I think he's got the same amount of respect for me. So. But I would love to become the Black Combat champion and fight for the belt, and be able to carry the organization on my back and hopefully add some impact to the heavyweight division. My next fight will be so much better than my last one, and I don't think you're going to see anybody do as good against Mammoth as I did. So I think I'll be probably the one that's the most worthy of it. Not as far as for entrance. Usually my entrance is pretty unique to me because I just want to get to the cage. Back when I was a younger fighter, I used to put a lot into my entrance, and I would feel like it would take away from my performance inside the fight. So my entrance is purely to get to the cage. That's why I walk out with the headphones on, and all I'm doing is just listening to my walkout song because I just want to stay in that headspace that I'm in. And my whole goal is to carry that headspace from the locker room to the cage. So I just want to get to the cage and be able to be in that same headspace. As far as after the fight, my post-fight celebration, I always got my jackpot slot machine celebration that I do. And I take a couple of the Taekwondo moves that I have learned throughout my life, and I've put it into my own style of pumse. So it's not like an official pumse you see me do, but when you see me do the knife hand into the double knife with the side kick, and then I land back into the double knife, that's just, and then I do the slot machine after. That's just something I've created through Taekwondo pumses that I've made for myself. So that's probably what you can expect when I win. This just matters to me. I just care, and if I don't perform to the ability that I know I can, then it upsets me, and they had asked me a question that had really hit my heart as far as how I felt in front of the Korean fans, and if I felt like I think they asked me if I felt I let them down or something like that, and it just really hit me, but it's just because I care. I don't like to lose. I'm very competitive. I'm very confident. And after the fight was over, I just instantly, everything started going through my brain on the things I could have done differently. So it's really just comes down to the fact that it matters so much to me, and I was just disappointed. But I learned so much from that fight, and it made me so much of a better fighter. So I'm really grateful for that fight. That's actually the first time in my entire MMA career that I've hit the floor, that my back has hit the mat, and I've been forced to, get up and feel it. I feel it all the time in training, but that was my first time feeling it in a real fight, and now I know it's not that bad. I could just get up, But in the moment, it just felt so foreign, and I wasn't used to being in undominant positions. So I learned so much from it, and now I'm just so much of a better fighter. So thank you to Mammoth for that. He's made me so much better, and now there's not going to be too many people that can hang with me after that. I think the biggest reason I lost that night, it was, I think it comes down to really, you could say 2 or 3 things, honestly. The first thing is, I think I just never let the fight settle in. I came in and I came out hot. I wanted to put on a show, and I think I was too focused on the wrong things instead of, performing to the best of my ability and letting the fight come. I decided to just put on a show and let the fight be how it is. And when I did that, I just came out hot, and I started to lose it towards the end. And that's another lesson that I learned, is that the fight is going to play out how it plays out, and you can't force a finish. So when a finish comes, it just comes naturally. It's not supposed to be your biggest shot or your biggest your biggest weapon you have. Sometimes it just comes with perfect placement and precision. So the big thing is just coming out slower in that fight, and preparation as well. I should have been so much more prepared and took it so much. Not that I didn't take it seriously, but there are just things that I could have done better as a professional fighter that I should have been doing. And it's just another hard lesson of having to learn on the fly. I'm 8 fights into my career, so it's not like it's a lot of 8 pro fights into my career. So it's not like it's a lot of fights, but I'm still learning. And so I'm just happy to be able to be at a certain level where I can learn and fight great talent and be able to learn on the go and still be able to have my faculties in place where I didn't get knocked out. I didn't, take any type of damage or anything like that. I just lost a decision because I didn't come into the fight correctly. So if I could just start slower, pick my shots a little bit better, set some things up a little bit more, I think I would have had a lot more success than I did. And then the last thing is just not letting people just, not being complacent. If I get taken down, I just need to get up. There's so many times where I could have been up to my feet, and I just kind of settled there. So yeah, those are a couple of big things that I took away from that fight that I could have done so much better. I would rate him as the best. I would say he's the best all-around fighter I have faced. And one thing that really I would say really makes him the best is he's not very dangerous. He's not like a big one-shot knockout guy. He's not like a jiu-jitsu ace or anything like that. He's a good all-around fighter. Like, I would say he's like a B plus in everything. He is not like an A plus in anything. He's really like a B or a B plus in everything. And so even in the striking, I was slightly surprised how well he hung in there, because I was right when I said he's going to be slow. Like, I knew he was going to be a slow guy, but he surprised me with just how well he hung in there, and he was a lot more athletic than I thought he was going to be. So that's another lesson, is just don't ever, I didn't underestimate him at all. That's not something I did, even though I did talk a lot of, I don't call it trash talk, but I just spoke very confident of myself. But I knew I didn't come in preparing for the war that fight was going to be. I was prepared to put on a highlight. Yeah, I stayed up all night to watch that fight. I was excited to watch him, and I was really rooting for him too. I felt it. I felt it coming. I was like, I know that's going to be a fight that people are going to want to see, and it's because it'll be a good fight. I like my chances in that fight. I think I'm a lot faster, and I think the things that Mammoth did to him he will do. It'll be even more of a challenge with me because I'm just so much faster. I got so much more burst in me, and I think my shots will hurt so much more than what Mammoth was doing, because Mammoth was out there looking like a world-class boxer against him, you know, and I was piecing Mammoth up pretty good on the feet, you know, so I think I'd do the same to him, and he'd be another good, worthy opponent. So if I would love that fight whenever that fight comes, whether it's after the Black Championship, or, you know, we can make that a title eliminator, me and him, to rematch Mammoth or whatever it is, you know.
It'll be very harsh fight, right?
Absolutely. I think it'll be a good fight. I think it'll be a good fight, a good, worthy opponent. You know, it'd be a good name for me to have on my record. He's got good experience. He's fought, you know, for different promotions. He's even made it to Dana White's Contender Series.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I think that would be a great fight. I would love to fight him, you know, whenever that time comes, hopefully sooner than later.
We've talked a lot about Jackpot, the individual fighter, but the Black Cup is obviously different from a normal MMA event because this is also a team competition.
Mhm.
So I want to zoom out a little bit and talk about Team USA as a
Okay.
whole. Yeah. First of all, Team USA already went through a huge matchup against Team Korea Alpha. What was the atmosphere like inside Team USA after winning that matchup?
Atmosphere is amazing. I genuinely believe we are the number one team in this competition. We have the most talent, we're the most well-rounded, and I think we have the best team chemistry. Every single fighter on our team genuinely wants everyone to do well. Obviously, we want everyone to win because we have to win as a team to get you know, to win this whole thing. But I think we genuinely want everyone on our team to improve and get better as fighters in general. And I think we just have an amazing team. I'm really proud of the team that we've put together, and I think we're going to go all the way. We stay connected through just group messages and social media and stuff, but no, we don't get to train together too much. Dan's coach Carlos actually just came to my gym not too long ago and picked up some stuff. You know, I picked up some stuff from him too. Dan couldn't make it, unfortunately, but Dan, I really want to get him out to Vegas because he's so close over in Arizona. Me and Dylan, Dementor, went down to Kansas City and worked with Chuka and his coach Zach. And that was amazing. So we're definitely trying to keep our team tight knit and trying to learn things from each other. We're just not the closest. If we were all in the same vicinity, we would be able to do it so much more. But we are able to keep tight though and still go learn things from each other. Like I said, me and Dylan have been out to Kansas City. Hopefully we can get Dan and Carlos back out to Vegas. And yeah, we'll be perfectly fine. Team USA is here to stay.
So, do you think Team USA could create more excitement by being more active with the fans, maybe calling opponents out, talking a little trash, or promoting the matchup more?
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think it's quieted down as much as people think. You know, I think we're just out of sight, out of mind. We were the first team to fight, you know, and there's been so many teams since to fight, and we were the first team. Like I said, we were the first team to fight, so we kind of didn't. We were the first team to see exactly what it is it's going to be, how it's going to go. We came from all the way across the world, you know, so there's a lot of things that I think played a factor, but I don't think people are forgetting about us. I think more so than anything, they're just talking about other teams that have fought more recently. But this next round, I think people are really excited about Japan because I think that everyone thought Brazil was going to win. Except I never thought Brazil was going to win. That was never like a thing for me. But everyone was so excited about Brazil, and I think they're so surprised that Japan won. But I'm not. I really thought Japan was the better team, and I really do think USA is the best team. And I think after we beat Japan, everyone will really be excited about Team USA because we are the real deal, and we'll get to show it. So, but the Korean fans, I'm pretty sure, are pretty big on Team USA. When we were out there, they loved us a lot. So, all three. All three,
All three.
which is what I want. You know, I want to be a little nervous. I want to be excited, and I always need to be confident. If I'm not confident, there's a problem. You know, my opponent is very similar to Mammoth, and I'm very excited about that because it'll be a similar challenge. He's not gonna be the most flashy type of guy, but he's gonna present some danger, and I'm sure he's gonna look to throw some big bombs and try to judo sweep me just like Mammoth did, you know. So I'm excited to come on and come out and put on a show. I think this is going to be an absolute masterclass, and I think this will really be a performance for the ages. Yeah, I think he's got big power. You know, he's going to try to throw some big hooks, big bombs. He's not a big, long guy or anything like that. I think he might be 6 feet tall. I think he might be shorter than that. He's going to try to make the fight a little wild, and he's going to try to, present a war. I don't think he's going to come forward like the way Mammoth did. I think he's going to want me to come to him a little bit more, but I do think he's going to try to throw some big bombs, and I think if he's going to try to get me clinched and probably take me down. But I don't think he's going to try to take me down off of like traditional wrestling, double legs and things like that. I think he's going to try to clinch me up top, just like Mammoth did, and try to take me down with the sweep. So I'm glad I got to deal with Mammoth before I dealt with this guy, because now I'm prepared. I will say this. I think Japan's best fighters are and they're all good. They're all good fighters, but I think their best fighters are Ninja, their 125er. Pikachu, I like Pikachu. He reminds me so much of me. But I think Pikachu's a really good fighter, and Momo, the 185er, is a really good fighter. And I think we can win all three of those matches as well. The other four I'm really confident in. I'm really confident in my fight. I'm confident in Miles' fight, Dan's fight, and Chuka's fight. Chuka's got a good opponent too, but I think we've got a solid 4 to 6 wins minimum in us if we don't win all 7. I hope you come at your best, and just know it's probably not going to be enough, because I'm probably going to knock you out. And so either way, come at your best. I will be at my best, and just enjoy your nap once I put you to sleep. So just like Team USA, I feel like the fans, like you were saying about Team USA, how the fans have kind of quieted down about them. I feel like they kind of did the same about me. And it's okay. It doesn't bother me at all, because as soon as I am up, they'll be right with me, and when I'm down, the ones who aren't with me will be gone again, you know. So to all my fans that are with me, thank you so much, and thank you for believing in me. And to my fans that aren't with me, just remember that you weren't with me at the downtime, and when I'm up again, and when I am the blackcombat champion, and we win the Black Cup, and all these amazing things that are in my future happen, just remember where you were when I lost to Mammoth. I'm so excited to be there and have some more Korean fried chicken. I ran into a problem when I was out there last time. I was trying to find like kaibi, bulgogi, things like that, and it was mainly pork. I couldn't find beef for some reason. So I don't know if it was just where I was, but I could not find the beef bulgogi and beef kaibi. It was all pork bulgogi, pork kaibi, things like that. So I'm hoping I can find a place where I can eat some beef bulgogi, beef kaibi, have some samchu with it, maybe some kimchi jjigae. You know, I really want to find some good places to have some good Korean, hopefully beef, but if not, I'll go with the pork if I have to.